We are the echo of the boomers. Cathie Wood just gave us the credence that we are due in a Yahoo Finance live interview. In it, she said that millennials will become more important to the stock market in the coming decades than the baby boomer generation.
That millennials are the reason we're in a bull market for equities, and that this leg of the bull market won't end until 2026. And I think he thinks that the bull market, with some fits and starts after that, could actually extend to 2038, I believe it is, which is the year that the number of millennials peak. So this is the echo of the baby boom. I lived through the baby boom years and that equity market move. It was magnificent. It was a very simple assumption, and it worked. And I do feel we are in the same place now.
The boomers have been in full control of the world's wealth through holding commodities, stocks, and institutional debt. Their proportion of wealth dwarfs that of millennials, but it's a natural cycle. As generations age out and pass away, their wealth is transferred to the younger generation. But as you can tell by these graphs, we've got a long way to go. So why exactly is Cathie telling us this now? Well, to be honest, I think it's a bit self-serving. Her funds are geared toward those with a very high risk profile. For those people that are willing to swing for the fences and occasionally miss, as her funds have done recently. Her funds also tend to be long-term, high-growth investments, in that many of these companies have technology that won't come to fruition for years or even decades. So I think that she's playing her target audience, or at least her future target audience. And of course, her fund is bullish and high growth, not value-oriented. Again, that plays perfectly to the broader segment of millennials rather than boomers. What she touches on in this interview is what I think is of paramount importance. She doesn't talk about the transfer of wealth from older generations to that of millennials. That will happen, but slowly and in the coming decades. What's more important is the buying power and decision making of millennials. We will get increased spending power, which is demand side change to the economy, pull side change. That is how we are largely driving the market now and in the coming decades. Our purchasing decisions, our housing and living decisions, our climate change prerogatives, these are how we are going to drive the markets in the near term. This is how we're going to drive the narrative. Look at popular themes like GameStop, AMC, short squeeze, buying and selling options with the push of a screen through an app. Look at cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs. All of these terms have entered our colloquial lexicon in the last decade, and I guarantee you they weren't driven by the baby boomer generation. These storylines, yes, they're driven by the media, but in reality, they are playing to their audience. The audience is us, millennials, and then it trickles out to the broader generations who then hop on the investing bandwagon. Millennials don't have the sort of wealth that preceding generations have. Not yet. That will come with time, but we do have the influence. We need to remember where our strengths are and utilize them effectively. We have the ability to create and support an entire decentralized banking world through cryptocurrency. We have the ability to drive climate change through pollution management, carbon sequestration, and technological innovations. We have the ability to change entire company boards through ESG investing that promote multi-generational, multi-ethnic, gender parity representation and compensation. We have the ability to incite entire transportation revolutions, from electric scooters to electric vehicle innovations. All this to say that yes, Cathie Wood is telling us that we have more control in the future. She's telling us what we want to hear. She's placating us, but that's the whole point. We are the future, and is it on the horizon, or is the future already here? Are we already in the driver's seat of these narratives? So remember, the changing of the guard is happening now. So let's continue to step up and make the change we want to see in the investing world, in the news headlines, and the choices we'll have in the future. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.